In today's video, I want to take a look at this. I'm going to present it. I'm going to let it play because it's very interesting. Michael Moore, of course, is usually a person that makes all these documentaries that are really biased towards Democrats or towards the liberal agenda. Some of the stuff he says in here, though, is really interesting about Trump. I don't know if it's a reverse psychology move, but he mentions the elites. He mentions certain things. I might actually stop the video, and there's captions below, so if you don't understand some of the words, he's not mic'd up. This was shot from a distance, it appears, but it sounds really interesting because I don't know why he would make it. You can see the top part of the meme. Michael Moore makes the argument for voting Trump. I just want you to listen because it's really interesting to hear the words in this speech.
Because I know a lot of people in Michigan that are planning to vote for Trump, and they don't necessarily like him that much, and they don't necessarily agree with him. They're not racist and rednecks, they're actually pretty decent people. And so I wanted to sort of, after talking to a number of them, I wanted to write this. And Donald Trump came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them.
So, once again, I mean, politicians and these people, these figureheads always say stuff that they can say anything to get elected. I mean, all the people in the past have said stuff, including Obama closing Gitmo and all these other promises that are false promises. Who knows if this will even come to pass, but it was an interesting thing to point out, especially with the disarray and the impoverished state of Michigan right now.
It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, the Brexit states. You live here in Ohio, you know what I'm talking about. Whether Trump means it or not is kind of irrelevant because he's saying the things to people who are hurting. And it's why every beaten down, nameless, forgotten working stiff who used to be part of what was called the middle class loves Trump. He is the human Molotov cocktail that they've been waiting for. The human hand grenade that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them. And on November 8th, Election Day, although they've lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone. The car's been repoed. They haven't had a real vacation in years. They're stuck with the shitty Obamacare bronze plan where you can't even get a fucking Percocet. They've essentially...
It's interesting to bring up all these points, and now he brings up Obamacare and the disaster that is, and how much the failure of this supposed healthcare system, which in my theory, it's set up to fail so we can go to a single-payer socialized medicine so the government can totally control our healthcare and who lives and dies. And you heard in the past about the death panels and all that stuff. I believe this is a step towards that. So I'm not taking it at face value, but the fact that he's mentioning all these things is ever so slightly and more than slightly making the case to vote for Trump. So I'll continue.
Lost everything they had except one thing. The one thing that doesn't cost them a cent and is guaranteed to them by the American Constitution, the right to vote. They might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be fucked over and fucked up. It doesn't matter because it's equalized on that day. A millionaire has the same number of votes as the person without a job.
That's not necessarily true. Just wanted to add that.
One. And there's more of the former middle class than there are in the millionaire class. So on November 8th, the dispossessed will walk into the voting booth be handed a ballot, close the curtain, and take that lever, or felt pen or touchscreen, and put a big fucking X in the box by the name of the man who has threatened to upend and overturn the very system that has ruined their lives. Donald J. Trump. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump after they loved him and created him and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy is who I'm voting for on November 8th. Yes, on November 8th, you, Joe Blow, Steve Blow, Bob Blow, Billy Bob Blow, all the blows get to go and blow up the whole goddamn system because it's your right. Trump's election is going to be the biggest fuck you ever recorded in human history. And it will feel good.
I don't understand the purpose of the speech. I don't understand if it's some sort of reverse psychology. I just wanted to play that because it's so interesting with this person, this particular person, Michael Moore, that says these things. And this is the first time. I don't know what he's trying to do or what the people that are behind the agenda that drives him as one of the spokespeople. I don't understand unless this is a huge backfire or the narrative has changed, and now this gentleman is now the person that everybody behind the scenes, the elites, the people in charge, are going to go with. So just wanted to throw it out. Very interesting speech by Michael Moore. So please like this video, subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and I will see you in the next video.